Hello, welcome back to Vlogmas. Today I'm going to share a few of our fifth graders' favorite things. Now, this girl loves history. She loves learning about historical events. So I've really struggled to find some great things for her that are age appropriate, but are also still like explaining things correctly, you know? So I want to share a few of those things. And then I'm also sitting in kind of her realm up here in our, what used to be our schoolroom, as I mentioned yesterday, but just where we keep most of our art supplies and fun stuff. This is our like outdoor space where the kids bike and skate and stuff like that. But okay, so I'm gonna share some history things and then some art things. Let's start with the art things real quick. So she literally just reorganized this whole area. But I've seen that she has really kind of gone to town in terms of her little trash cans, organizing her colored pencils and markers and stuff like that. So I mention this because I think it's really cool to see them at this age where they really start to come into their own, right? This is my space. I have this way of organizing things. I like to do this with my free time, right? They're starting to kind of form that identity in what they enjoy and what they really like to do. So I think it's cool to see the freedom that we give them. It's actually kind of paying off because at least in her case, she's really starting to kind of figure out, hey, I'm really good at this. I'm not so good at this, but I really enjoy doing this and I'm gonna spend my time that way. So kind of fun to see her put her organizational skills to the test. In terms of history, okay, I'm gonna put some things up on the screen, future me, thank you for doing that. Here are a few things that we've loved for history. Okay, the first one is Nearpod. Now, if you've been around here for a little while, you will have heard me talk about Nearpod a lot. I have a full playlist on this. It is a free online tool. Now, a lot of classroom teachers use this because it's like a cheat code. There are so many, like thousands upon thousands of pre-made lessons for you in there. So if you are, for example, I was watching a movie called Worth that's about the 9/11 fund for victims, and she said, what are you watching? And I said, it's about this thing that happened, you know, when I was in 8th grade, and I started to explain it to her, and then she was like, is there a Nearpod lesson on that? And I was like, yes, actually. So it's one of those things where when you have a topic, could be history, like I'm mentioning, or it could be something with like science or a math concept that is just tricky. There are lots of pre-made lessons on there. So Nearpod is one, free account, or just go watch the videos on that playlist. And the second one, I'll link this in. This will be a bonus, all right? So second out of 3 is Flocabulary. Flocabulary is not free, but it is really worth it because it has all these content videos that are on topics, okay? So let's stick with 9/11, all right? There is a video on 9/11 with, you know, rapped lyrics. The lyrics are on the screen so kids can read them and really understand what they're listening to. And then they go through these different vocabulary and like usage kind of things to make sure that they understood what they heard. So there's 5 or 6 different activities for each of those topics. It's incredible. From K to 12, there are so many different topics in there. So I use that for all of our kids. At some point or another, there's a topic where I'm like, let's try Flocab with this. So Nearpod, Flocabulary, and the third is books, okay? Books are always gonna be involved, but here are a couple books that we love in terms of teaching history, especially for World War II, which is tricky to teach kids in general. But When Hitler Stole Pink Rabbit, that's one. The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley, I believe, and The War I Finally Won. So those last 2 are in series. But those 3 books have been kind of world-changing in terms of understanding what World War II was like for especially kids at that time. So that's what our 5th grader is loving. Kind of random, but I hope this serves you in case you've got a 5th grader or an upcoming 5th grader who is looking for some inspiration, all right? Give them some space, give them some freedom in terms of what they're exploring, all right? Happy Vlogmas, see you tomorrow.